Hello again, Pietro here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 3. So this is day 3 with Casio versus Garmin. The batteries are getting kind of low on the Casio and we need to do a solar charge test. So let's take these off. I'm going to put them in the sun over there where hopefully an eagle doesn't take them away. We start off day 3 with 2 bars on the Casio and sorry, that was last night because I didn't wear this to bed last night because it doesn't work and it's not that comfortable to wear to bed because it keeps turning on and it's a lot of clicks to disable the light. 2 bars last night. I put into airplane mode. 2 bars this morning. Not a big shocker because it does go into hibernation mode of type. Screen turns off. But the green light keeps on blinking, so you need to fix that, Casio. And you cannot disable the heart rate from the watch. Battery life on the Casio only dropped by 12% overnight with SpO2. And now the time is, I go to my wrist to check the time, my watch isn't there. It's 13:36, 9 days left, and we're at 77. Oh, no, it's low because I did a little more GPS on this by accident, actually. I was playing around with the settings at church and yeah. So let's go to our achievements. London time, 2,413 steps. Okay, you're going to be a little amazed here because there's going to be a big difference. I just know it. I have a feeling. 3,861. My right wrist does not move that much more. I did a minor bit of chopping up some stuff in the kitchen. Fresh basil, so good. What I do when I charge my devices is I put them in airplane mode, give them a fighting chance. This one's already in there. So to do this one in airplane mode, you can do airplane mode. Even better though for the Garmin, especially when you're charging them, is you can do battery saver on. Okay, so now we're at 45 days, but we're still at 77%. So that kind of turns off heart rate and all that stuff, and I'll do the same for this. But in order to do that, I have to turn airplane mode off. So you do a long press on the display, and then you keep scrolling down, scroll, airplane, and then you do off. Now I can synchronize it and disable heart rate. That way it'll charge a little bit faster. Anyway, it does have phone find, which is very cool. That's a nice feature that Casio added, and I'll summarize that, all the pros and cons here later in day 3. I cannot find a sunny spot outside, so it's back to the roof again. I know a lot of people told me not to do this, but hey, what are you gonna do? Step number 1, you open the window. Oh. And then this is the hard part. You have to like pinch that. And then hopefully you can get the screen off without dropping it. And then you just place the watch in the sun, and you place the other watch next to it. So this is perfect. Well, beside the fact that some bird pooped on my roof. Whoa. Okay, let's just do that. Yeah, that seems pretty stable. Okay, stay there, watches. Stay there. Now you want to make sure this is not a windy day when you do this because the watches could blow away, and there are a lot of windy days here in Utah. If we look at the solar intensity is 100%. Okay, 45 days, 77%, 1508. Charge, watches, charge. Hours later, good news, the watches are still on my roof. 1654. It's pulse was at 77%. Wow, it's gone up a whole percent. And Casio still says low. I'll just let him cook a little longer. Oh, that's a big reach. Tilt him. I'll just tilt him directly in the sun. Yeah. Come on, son, do your thing. Now, one thing a lot of smartwatches have is auto detect. So you just start moving, you start swimming or cycling or, I don't know, running. What else do they detect? Some automatically detect rowing, so that's kind of cool. I'll be testing that very soon. But with the Casio and the Garmin, they both should detect walking, running. So we're going to test that. Let me show you the setup. So in the Casio, you do a long press, and then you scroll, 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 keep scrolling, auto run, on, awesome. On Garmin, do a long press on menu, scroll, scroll, settings, keep on scrolling all the way down, activity tracking, move alert, goal alerts, move IQ, on, and then that's it. So we're gonna go for a walk and see which one detects auto activities. And I'll take that watch off because we don't want any interference. That's better. So the outdoor test went okay. As you can see, I walked with both watches on, and my son came with me and the dog. Nice outdoor walk, clear blue skies, lots of GPS, but you know, when you're walking with a dog, they like to sniff and stop and take lots of breaks, and because of that, the auto detect functionality did not work, even though we walked for a mile and a half. Oh well, I'll have to try it again on another time when I just go running. But the notifications were nice, got some outdoor sunlight. But yeah, even with a fast-paced walk, neither watch detected that workout. And then a few days passed, wore the watches again, the Casio and the Garmin. Not to bed, at least not this one. And then I just missed my Phoenix, which I'm wearing around my sock. Primarily, I missed the larger screen, I missed the design, the larger watch face, and I also missed the sleep analysis, that sleep score you get in the morning, which this one does not give, and neither did or does the VivoMove Style. Battery life was good through the test. I only had to charge the Casio once. I did not have to charge the Instinct, and it's currently at, blinking right there, 2% or 5 days. If I turn off the SpO2, I'll probably get a couple more, but I'm gonna charge this. I didn't intend to let it go that low, and this one is down to 3 bars, whatever that means, about 40 to 50%. Casio, that drives me insane. So we saw the GPS outdoor tests on day 2, we saw some other tests on day 1, and then I let a couple days lapse. Officially, it's been 9 days since I've started the test. It's funny, it's a lot easier to start something than it is to finish something. I don't know why that is. Maybe that's just my personal trait. It was a lot easier to start college than it was to finish college. Another perspective is it's a lot easier to get into college than it is to get out. Boy, that 4-year, well, for me, 4.5. So I made a list of 70 things that I found out during my study. I just sat down, compared all the stats, and let's go over them. So number 1, oh, that giant moon in the background, that's a little decorative light that my mom gave me. They both have AOD. That's number 1. They both have alarms. The Casio only has 4, whereas Garmin has 8, but they both fail to have alarm labels. So if you had a reoccurring appointment, or you take the same pills every day at 3 p.m., which is coming up, or 1500, these would just set off an alarm. They both do audible beeps or just vibration only, so that's nice. Workouts. Number 4, this does running workouts only. I mean, technically it does, jogging and walking, and then it will do treadmill. I found out a shortcut. Well, we'll do that later. But it doesn't do cycling or swimming or any of that. Where this one, we have walking, we have treadmill, we have running. Now here's the thing. It's not only tracking as in categorizing like, oh yeah, you've done 5 runs this year and 22 yoga workouts, etc., etc. There's different analytics about those sports that the Garmin tracks. And that's one thing that's really cool. Now, as far as running, yes, it does that one sport very well. Yeah, swimming, yoga, elliptical, floor climb, indoor rowing, weights, both indoor cycling and outdoor cycling. And then it even has this little cool thing where when you go in here and scroll down, it has area calculation. So it can calculate an area of land. If you were trying to figure out if you were on an acre of land or half an acre, you can walk it's really cool. I'll do a video on that later. It's going to be a long time before Casio has something like that. Now I realize hourly chime is not something everyone likes, but I think it's really cool. And Garmin has that, and so does Apple, and so do many watches. Even though Casio has been around for a long time, that's not something they chose to include. Kind of a missed opportunity. And you can either have it buzz or vibrate every hour on the hour to remind you that another hour of your life has passed away. Apple even goes as far as you can get chimes every 15 minutes. We have sunrise sunsets alert. This one's kind of cool. Every day, watches can remind you when sunrise is about to happen or when sunset is about to happen. Scroll all the way down to settings, scroll all the way down to system, and then you want to go to time, set time, alerts, go to alerts, tell sunset, tell sunrise, and then also here's the hourly chime that you can turn on and off. So that's pretty cool. Doesn't have it. Sleep tracking, not even close. This one does track sleep. There's no widget on it. You actually have to go to the app. This is the detail you get with the newer Garmins. You get the sleep score as far as what you're going to get with the Instinct. You're going to get deep sleep, light sleep, REM, awake time. You get the cool graph. You get your Pulse OX graph right there, or you get a whole page about your Pulse OX all on the watch. It doesn't do respiration tracking. That is done by Phoenix and also the VivoMove style, which I've also reviewed on my channel. Sleep tracking, but no nap tracking. There's the alarm right in there. So that's how loud the alarm is. Okay, we have constant heart rate tracking right here and right here. External HR sensor, no on the Casio, yes on Garmin. Backlight. The backlight is a useful feature, especially when you work out at night. They both have backlight. As you can see, it glows right there. However, when it's at night and you want to scroll through your info, it doesn't stay on. Whereas with Garmin, it's really kind of dim in here. Can't really see the backlight. Here, I'll crank it up. This is the other thing that Casio does not have. When you want to adjust the backlight, you can't really do that. It's just either on or off. You can adjust how long it stays on, but that's about it with Casio. So you go down to system, backlight, during activity, not during activity, alerts, gesture, timeout. So you can go up to even 15 seconds, and you can crank up the brightness to, well, maybe not that far. We'll do 70. So now you can definitely tell that it's on, and while I'm using the watch, the backlight stays on, which is really useful during night activities. Customizable watch faces. This one does have kind of different watch faces that you can leave it on, but you can't really customize those. Where this one, there are a lot more watch faces you can do. This is kind of a white background, black font. You can go to the menu, click watch face, and it has all these preset watch faces that you can customize. And after a while, it's really fun that you can do that and have different watch faces to look at when you're wearing your watch all the time. Widgets. Yes, this one does have widgets. It has a heart rate widget, it has workout, it has stopwatch, it has a compass, all that fun stuff. But you can't really add any more, where this one you can add and remove. So this one, out of the box, that's what you get. So I really like the widgets on Garmin, especially the solar intensity. I think solar intensity is really, really useful, and I wish that Casio did that on their Move series. And then if you long press, you can edit that widget, reorder the widgets, add more. Storm alerts, kind of useful when you're outdoors and you don't have your phone or your phone's getting really low. Garmin will alert you of storm alerts, and I think I already have a video on that. If not, I'll be posting one soon. Next, we have navigation. This one has a compass, but no maps. This one does have maps, but they're very, how do you say, simplistic. But it might help you if you're in a really, really tight spot. Okay, number 26, this is a big one for me. Any device should shut down and have a reset feature. There's not a way to shut down the Casio. It does have a hibernation phase where when you just, leave it on your desk at night, the screen will turn off if it doesn't sense any movement or light. So that's nice, but you can't actually shut it off. So if you're a big G-SHOCK collector and you have a ton of G-SHOCK watches and Casio and what's that other brand? Seiko. Yeah, maybe you have Seiko watches and you just have dozens of watches. Well, you don't want the battery running low, so you'd want to charge it to maybe 70 or 80% and then just shut it down. You can't do that. This one you can completely shut it off, you can restart it, and you can even put it in battery saver mode. This one doesn't have battery saver mode. GPS time updates, sort of. It works better on Garmin. Standalone GPS, they both have them. That's number 28. Number 29, airplane mode. Yes, they both have them. Phone locator. Yes, you can buzz your phone with the Casio and with the Garmin. Watch finder from the phone. That's kind of cool. So if you lose your watch, you want to be able to find it. Well, you can't do that with the Casio yet. You can find your phone from the watch, but if you lose your watch, you're just going to have to search for it manually or bribe your kids with candy. The Garmin does both ways for finding. Online view of your data via the watch. Yes on both. It's kind of interesting how Casio does it. I'll have a separate video on that. But the way Garmin does it, the full data view and reports, it's 200% better than what Garmin currently has. I think Casio will catch up soon. SpO2 or blood oxygen, that's a negatory on Casio, and yes for Garmin. Garmin's been doing SpO2 for quite some time. Sounds, yes, they both do sounds. You can't really customize them very much. So you can get beeps and alerts, turn them on, turn them off. You can't really say, oh, just beep for text and phone calls, but that's it. Interchangeable bands. I believe you can get different bands for the Casio. It's a little more difficult and they're not quick release, where this one, yes, it's much easier to get bands for the Instinct and they're a lot easier to change out. I believe the Instinct 2 will have the quick release similar to models like this one where you just click that bar and like so and take it off. Do not disturb mode. This is another huge kind of deal breaker and necessity for me. I'd like to be able to quickly just put a phone into do not disturb, walk into a meeting, go to bed, go to a movie and not have to worry about it. Garmin has do not disturb mode. This one you have to go like 8 clicks and put it into airplane mode, but it's not quite do not disturb. And then through testing, I often found that if I put my phone into do not disturb, this one still buzzes and goes off. So that's annoying. 39, VO2 max. They both have it. That's good. Number 40, recovery time post-workouts. Real important. You do a hard 10K bike ride or you do a 5K run, you swim 3 miles. How long does it take you to recover? They both estimate that. Leaderboard. The leaderboard I think is important, but it's not for everyone. Casio doesn't have anything like that. Garmin does. And Garmin also has competitions, and yeah. Target heart rate zones, yes, they both have it, and yes, you can customize them for both. Altitude and pressure, yes, they both detect altitude and barometric pressure, very cool. Solar charging, yes, they both have it. It's really close on how fast they charge, if you saw that in the video. I did other tests. This one charges a little bit faster, especially because there's not as much going on, and when you're using it, this one kind of has more of a really quick recharge while you use it. So while you're using it in a GPS workout, this one recharges faster, where Garmin charges faster when it's not used at all. The other cool thing is you can quickly put this into battery saver mode while you're doing a solar charge. Casio doesn't have that feature. Estimated battery life, Garmin is really well in that, as you saw earlier. Like right now it's saying I have about 2 days left. This one, I don't know, 4 days, a week? I have no idea. Military time, number 46. Yes, they both have military time or AM, PM. Okay, auto laps during workouts. Yes, they both have them. Customizable for both. Flights of stairs. One of my favorite features, and it's been happening. I'm almost done. Yeah, ever since 2013, when I started with the Fitbit 1, this counted stairs, and I just got used to it. Great job by Garmin. No, but when you're working out, it lets you know your altitude and descent. Badges, kind of the fun factor. Casio, they have achievements, but yeah, not like the badges and the challenges and the whole point system that Garmin has. So winner on the whole social aspect and fun factor by Garmin. Okay, challenges, just quickly mentioned that before. Casio, no, and Garmin, yes. Hydration tracking, a big no by Casio, yes by Garmin. So after a really intense workout, Garmin will change your hydration goal. Mine is 8 cups per day, and Garmin will up it by 2 or 3. Once I had a recommendation by Garmin to drink 28 cups of water. It was a really hot day in July. Respiration tracking, yes, Garmin does it, but neither of these track respiration. Stress tracking, kind of a good one if you're into the maintain your stress. Garmin does a fair job about that. Casio does not. Body battery, somewhat unique to Garmin. I don't know of another smartwatch that does that. Casio, no. Garmin, yes. Calories, yes, they both do that. Add missed workouts. Let's say your watch goes dead and you want to add a workout that you just did on your treadmill, your exercise bike, or you were swimming naked with tech and you just did a workout not wearing anything. You can add that to the app, right? Casio, no. Again, Garmin, yes. Import workouts from other devices, no on Casio, yes on Garmin. Goals, they both have the goals, they both have plans. Garmin does a better job at the whole coaching aspect, so another one for Garmin. Audio prompts during a workout, some beeping by Casio, but Garmin will actually do a voice if you have your phone with you or if you have Bluetooth headphones, so that's kind of cool. Canned text replies, yes on Garmin, Casio, sorry. Celsius or Fahrenheit, kind of a silly feature, but I think it's important. You can customize both. Fitness load, they both have fitness load, trying to help you determine how intense that workout was. Energy consumption, yes, they have energy consumption on the Casio and not really on Garmin, so Casio wins that one. Countdown timer, I couldn't find a countdown timer on Casio. They have a stopwatch, but no, is that funny, Paramount Kid? But this one has both countdown timer and stopwatch. Compass, another kind of a silly one. I mean, who needs a compass, right? They both have compasses.
Dad, I have something to say. Is it a sponsored video by Garmin or Casio?
No, this is not a sponsored video.
Because they watch it at the same time you do.
Yes, that's right.
You mean Casio and Garmin?
Yes. Auto workout, auto tracking, they both have that feature. It works far better on Garmin. That was number 67. History on the watch, yes, they both have the ability to check your history, which I've showed in previous videos. Fall detection alerts. So if I fall, do you want to be notified?
Yes.
Yeah, that's important, right? Here, you need to come on the screen. You want to know if I fall down a hill, right? Is that important?
Yes.
Yeah. Fall detection, yes. Casio, maybe later this year. Lifetime health metrics, yes, they both do a good job. Garmin better. Again, Garmin's been out longer, but Casio knows all this. They knew what their competition was.
It's an honest Casio review.
Yes, it is. Body weight logging, they both, you can put your weight in, but there's not really an aspect or a widget or a section for that. Garmin has more of a focus on that if you want to work on your body weight. And finally, the ecosystem. Can you fully integrate your life with a Casio? What do you think, Paramount Ken?
Great.
Can you fully integrate your life with a Casio?
Yes.
No. A Garmin? Yes. Your wife could have a Garmin, your kid could have a Garmin, you could have Garmin in your plane, there's a Garmin weight scale. It's a whole myriad of products that can engulf your life. Well, that's it. That's my 72 things about these watches that I've learned over several months and over the past 9 days doing this test. We need to go to the library, right?
Yes, and I wish you could say thanks to Casio and Garmin for sponsoring this video.
No, they did not spot. They're going to watch it the same time you and I do. What should we say at the end of the video?
Don't forget to run farther to go further in life.
Here, you gotta look into the camera.
Don't forget to run farther to go further in life.
Thanks for watching, guys. Pithy comments, type those down below, and we'll see you again in 88 hours or less.
And it will it have end credits?
Yes, it will. Let the credits roll for this guy, the Paramount Kid. How should we end it?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.